And in the red corner, it's Saenklai, Sidkru odd. 25 years of age, started fighting when he was 12, 5 feet 4 inches tall. He's had 60 professional fights for 8 losses and 4 draws. And in the blue corner, Manopchai, Singmanussak, 23 years of age, started fighting when he was 12. He's 5 feet 5 inches tall. He's had 51 fights for 8 losses and 4 draws. Well, they're on his knees, to give his final instructions before they go back to their respective corners to have their Mong Kong crowns removed, and then coming back in for the start of round 1, the first round of 5 rounds of Muay Thai, if that goes the distance. Our last fight didn't go the distance. It went for 2 rounds only and finished with a knockout with the knee, which is to see how this fight develops. Saenklai, he's 25 years of age. He's also very much a veteran in the sport. Now he's had 60 fights. That's Saenklai in the red. In the blue corner, Manopchai. Manopchai in the blue. Scheduled for 5 rounds. See that deep push kick and sharp straight punch of Manopchai to open up proceedings. Saenklai does look a fairly tough customer out there. Very rugged looks as he shapes up to Manopchai in the blue. Manopchai in the blue, Trunks is 1 inch taller. And that will probably mean that he'll try to get into grappling at some stage in this contest. In the first half of the fight, I would suggest, to use his higher reach with the grappling of his knees. Right now, both fighters are quite content to stand back at long range where their roundhouse kicks are more effective. Manopchai keeping that deep push kick out to hold Saenklai back. Saenklai moving back as Manopchai comes in onto him. Good sweeping pendulum roundhouse there that landed underneath the rib cage of Saenklai. Saenklai didn't like that too much, as that sweeping roundhouse did strike home, and now in the grapple, and Manopchai chooses to break it. Not too keen to go grappling at this stage as Manopchai. I thought he might want to get in there with his taller reach to start his working with his knees, but maybe he's using a tactical first round, doesn't want to expose any of his strength here as he takes 2 solid roundhouse kicks to the stomach region as Saenklai lets loose with his roundhouse. Towards the end of the first round, and both fighters showing a fair amount of poise and confidence. Both using those strong roundhouse kicks with body blows. You can see by the condition of these fighters, they're been well trained, particularly Manopchai looking in superb condition there. Muscles wreathing from his body. There is Manopchai in the blue corner. The way these fighters are going, I wouldn't be surprised if it does go the full distance. They're both in very good condition. Their defences are quite strong. And as they go back, both confident as they go back to the first corner, to their corners for the end of the first round. And there's that sweeping pendulum roundhouse kick of Manopchai that I spoke about before, and you can tell that it did strike home, and that one did hurt Saenklai. It did make him a little bit more cautious in his defence. As we go into round 2. Let's see if this fight changes. So far they're sticking with their roundhouse kicks. Body kicks hard at each other. That was a good solid kick there by Manopchai to finish that little stanza. Came sweeping in and cracked around the back of Saenklai. Impressive roundhouse there. used his whole body to twist that shin onto the back of Saenklai, and that is really what the roundhouse kick's about. It's not delivered with the foot, it's the baseball bat of the shin that does the damage with the roundhouse, and you saw the way that Manopchai twisted his body around and slapped that shin onto the back of Saenklai, and that's what the Thais are renowned for, that solid shin bone that can come crunching in like an iron bat. Good head-high kick there by Saenklai. That was a beauty. That one did strike home, and maybe we got that on the slow motion. That was an excellent kick there by Saenklai. He timed it perfectly and came crunching onto the side of Manopchai. Oh, this fight very even. Very little separating these two fighters. They're both scoring equally as well. Neither fighter's dominating with strength. And it's those kicks to the body that are really doing most of the damage here in the second round. There they go again. Done a good, hard, solid kicks there by Manopchai. Manopchai in the blue, sizing up Saenklai now as he moves in onto him. Saenklai being backed by Manopchai. Manopchai on the attack, push kick out. Saenklai goes back near the ropes. Manopchai looks like he's mounting an attack, but takes a solid kick to the face, and Saenklai turned away and received two solid kicks back in return. He shouldn't have done that. He landed there, a good solid kick onto the face of Manopchai, but then he turned his face and suffered the consequences of two solid kicks to the body. Manopchai well poised now as he continues his attack onto Saenklai. Well, Saenklai's landed two good head-high kicks, and an elbow attempt there by Saenklai as the bell sounds, but generally it was Manopchai that was more demanding in terms of that he was able to discipline his actions. There's that head-high kick of Saenklai we're talking about. But in terms of percentages, I think that Manopchai probably landed more kicks to the body than Saenklai in round two. But this fight, even Stevens, after two as we go into round three. And this is settling in now into being a very close contest indeed. Manopchai takes a solid kick to the body by Saenklai. Manopchai taking punishment as he moves forward. Leg grab and a good solid kick to the back with the shin by Saenklai. Smart work there by Saenklai in the red. And a bit of a frustration in Manopchai there as he lashes out with his fist and missed by about 4 centimetres. So Saenklai's tactics seem to be working well, and he is frustrating Manopchai by those charges and rapid kicks. And Manopchai, for the first time in this fight, does not look at all comfortable with the style of Saenklai. Deep push kick, keeping Saenklai back. He needs to do a bit more scoring, Manopchai. Saenklai looking more confident as he leg grabs and then smacks out that roundhouse kick, and scored again with the shin in perfect Muay Thai style. So Saenklai is getting in some nice effective kicks, and Manopchai looking a bit frustrated. He does get a good knee in, and one might predict that very soon Manopchai is going to go over the grapple, and that's just what he does. Grapples in, grabs the leg and scores with the knee. Now, that's what he needs to do more of. He has the 1-inch height advantage, and really, if he can start grappling now, he could really swing the fight in his favour. Leg grab, then gets the knees working with a roundhouse as well, combination. So Manopchai is starting to unleash with a bit of power now as we go towards the end of round three. Manopchai on the attack again. No reply by Saenklai. Oh, and a good follow-up there by Saenklai in response to Manopchai. He saw the opening and went in hard for it, but now he's in the grapple, and this is where Manopchai, extra height and knee power can come into his advantage. But that was a sudden charge there by Saenklai that sent Manopchai reeling back. Manopchai did respond with his knees in the grapple, but another interesting round, and I would say this fight's very, very even here. I wouldn't like to say who's in front. Possibly Saenklai in the red, slightly. He was able to do some effective charges like that. Well, we're going to round 4 now, often known as the winning round of Muay Thai. This is the round that if a fighter is going to get an advantage over his opponent, this is the round he does it in. Round 4, and this fight's so far dead even. As Manopchai charges in with his kicks and Saenklai lashes back but fails to hit his target. And let's see if there's any change of tactics. Will they go grappling? Haven't seen a lot of grappling so far, and which is surprising because I thought that Manopchai would have forced the grapple by now. But he's still quite content to use long-range kicking tactics. And there he goes in with the kick to the body. Deep push kick, keeping Saenklai back. Saenklai in the red, looking for his chance to go charge against. Here's the opportunity. Does land a good kick and then puts his knee up in defence. And Manopchai a little bit frustrated with the style of Saenklai. He has been all this fight, really. Good block there by Saenklai. Manopchai setting himself, charges in. Double, triple roundhouse kicks. Not much power, though, by Manopchai. Saenklai backing back. Manopchai trying to score, but can't do so as Saenklai fairly elusive. Now in the grapple. Let's see if Manopchai can swing the fight around. But the strength of Saenklai was obvious there as he just pushed back Manopchai. That's surprising. That's maybe why Manopchai hasn't been grappling. Maybe he realises that Saenklai is very strong and he'd rather stay back. Good roundhouse kick by Manopchai, and that one did sting as it struck to the side of the rib of Saenklai. Manopchai in the blue. Leg attack, and back comes Saenklai. Roundhouse kicks. Sets up his knees into the grapple. Manopchai forcing his advantage now as he charges into Saenklai. Saenklai hangs on in desperation. Manopchai applying the pressure in the grapple, forcing Saenklai back on the ropes, and that was a good attacking, charging, grappling burst by Manopchai. Manopchai in the blue, well done. Now he's forcing Saenklai back, and I'm noticing a little change here in the fight. Manopchai in the blue looks like he's starting to dominate now as he follows up that grappling with some good solid kicks as well, and Saenklai's keeping his distance from Manopchai at the moment. Manopchai keen to go grappling again if he gets the opportunity. Stands back. Roundhouse by Saenklai. Another roundhouse now. Manopchai sets up the grapple, can't do so. End of round, and that was a good round by Manopchai. I think that he did edge slightly ahead with that round, and that will set him up in good stead for round 5. There's a wild kick of Saenklai, and watch the response. Dead on by Manopchai. Turns the percentages again, Manopchai getting more points by landing more precise kicks. So as we go now into round 5, the final round. This fight's so close that really it's the fighter that can impress this last round could well win this contest. Deep push kick by Manopchai. Oh, and Manopchai keen to go grappling, but he can't do so. But there's the kicks by Saenklai. Good solid head kick, and now Manopchai comes back into the grapple, getting his knees in. This is what he wanted to do before, get his grappling going, but Saenklai keeping his distance. Roundhouse kicks, double roundhouse exchanges. And then goes the knees of Manopchai, desperate to go grappling. Saenklai comes back at him. Continue his attacking burst onto Manopchai. Manopchai holding his ground in the centre of the ring. Swings Saenklai around. Manopchai keen to go grappling again. Wants to get his knees working if he can. The crowd booing. They're saying that the fighters were touching the rope and they want to see the grapple broken, particularly those which are supporting Saenklai. They don't want to see too much grappling. That's where Manopchai's strength is. Good roundhouse kick by Manopchai. This fight deadlocked at the moment. Little separating these two fighters. One charging burst that can score points could well sway the judges. Saenklai keeping his distance. Manopchai doesn't want to sacrifice an ill-fated charge. Stands back, then roundhouse kicks 1-2. No response from Saenklai. Saenklai now comes back, and there's the response of Manopchai. Manopchai sensing he may be a little bit ahead now. Good roundhouse, scores once. Saenklai comes back, Manopchai on the charge. There goes Saenklai in with his roundhouse double. Leg grab, charge, blow. The referee warning Manopchai not to take more than 2 steps forward with a plough. Manopchai keen to score. 1 point here could make the difference. This fight is so close that he who strikes now could well win it, and neither wants to do it because they think they're in front. They don't want to make a false charge and be the victim of a counter-attack, so they're both going to stand back and wait for the decision of the judges. Well, both camps confident they've won it. Oh, I wouldn't like to pick it. Neither fighter wants to get in there and tangle. They're going to stand back. There's a stalemate in this contest. Both fighters think they've won it. We'll wait to see the result. Manopchai does a somersault. He's done a victory somersault, but was it in vain? Let's see. Here's the attacks now. Let's see who scored the points. Well, there's double scores there. Both fighters scored points. You wouldn't want to separate those two. I'd say there'd be equal points exchange there. And this is going to be close. It could even be a draw. Hold on to your bets. Saenklai has won it, and look at Manopchai. He can't believe it. He doesn't believe he's lost, but which way has it gone?